Your time starts now.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I am Lawal Favour, and I'm bringing you a message about unlocking Nigeria's potential, a call to action. Nigeria, a great country with great immense potential in us. However, we are confronted with the horrors of our realities of nation struggles. We are a nation with rich and natural resources, yet we struggle to provide basic amenities for our citizens. Our economy is plagued by corruption, inefficiency, lack of diversity. Our infrastructure is in stumble, and our education system is in need of reform. More so, corruption, insecurity, economic stagnation, and so much more, which will be later unfolded, affects the country negatively. I here am standing to tell you the disadvantages and reasons why and explain these problems that we have. Corruption. This has become a cancer that has eaten deep into our fabric of our society. It has undermined trust within people, both in the federal, state, and local governments. This corruption has also affected many of our social lives. It also affects the churches, the schools, and many others. Insecurity. The Boko Haram insecurity, banditry, and kidnapping have created a sense of insecurity amongst the citizens. Nowadays, people aren't free to move around how they usually do. This has a whole lot of harm to everyone. This also has reduced our state of movement. This has not only damaged lives, but also disrupted the economy's activities, and lots of development centers. Then economic stagnation. The bad leadership in the country is very alarming. This has affected us in lots of ways. Reform of our educational sector. Our educational sector is a part where it's meant to be concentrated on and then helped. But in Nigeria here, we don't value it as much as other people do. The country educational sector is meant to be the highest that is meant to be considered, but yet Nigeria has no much influence on our education. This has really affected us a whole lot. The cause of our problems is our lots in this country. We have held by our poor leadership, inadequate policies, and lack of accountability. Then now, what do we say are the solutions to help us to further the country, to help the country behave better? The solutions, diversity of our economy. We must move away in our dependence on oil and investment in other countries. Invest in our infrastructure. We must rebuild our roads, bridges, public transportation system to facilitate economic growth. Reform our education system. We must invest in schools, our teachers, and our students to ensure that they have the skills and knowledge necessary to compete in the 21st century, most especially in our educational sector, in the institutions of the highest institutions. These are meant to be taken with high caution, and that they are meant upon. These are meant to be acted upon with high intent. Students are meant to be helped, and then they're meant to do practicals and others. But in our educational sector, we fail to do practicals. This also affects our states. More so, fight corruption. We must strengthen our institution to increase transparency and hold our leaders accountable for their and mistakes. In conclusion, Nigeria, our beloved nation, crossroads. We can continue down the path of stagnation and mediocrity, or we can choose different paths. We can choose a path of progress or innovation, of excellence. let us choose the latter. Let us work together to rebuild a nation that's quite equitable and prosperous for us all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That has been Favour Lawal presenting from Abuja. Can we all give her another round of applause?